and tomorrow I have an exam. It's text exam actually. I'm like HSC 26 candidate. So why am I making this video? It's because this is my cry for help. And today I'm gonna be explaining some of the reason why I regret studying in Utpash and what are the cons. I'm specifically gonna talk about the cons and why I'm so upset today at this point right now, and why I think everyone needs to know certain things. Those who are going to study in Utpash as well, like me, like what I experienced. I think I want to like make some of like people, some of the people like me aware of what are they going to be experiencing. So I wrote down like specifically these key points. I'm sorry for my bad handwriting, but these are the key points I'm going to be talking about. I don't know what that is, but whatever. So number one, exhausting details. So what am I talking about? Like, why am I talking about details? What is this specifically? So I I studied in Utpash academic course of second year HSC, and they had extreme amount of details in every classes. So they sort out, like they make plans of how many classes they are going to provide for a specific chapter. Like for example, let's say I'm going to be studying this chapter called nuclear physics. That chapter alone got one class, just one class. And what they did was that they gave us exhausting amount of details that I did not need in my academic studies. I needed it in future, of course. I mean, they could help us with admission, like certain ideas and how we can like learn about admission course. But the problem is in their paid academic course, I think they could easily make things much more simpler and much more like less details and more about and understanding concepts, but they did not. So in this one class, the teacher only talks about the details and what we already like, as you have studied in your first year uh, this first year chemistry chapter, you already know about atomic models. So we are just only going to talk about the radioactivity and extreme amount of details in radioactivity. So that did not help me, a student like me who did not study well in her first year. It did not help me. So yeah, this one thing, extreme details, I think it was unnecessary. This also another reason that I will be associating with this category of number one, two, three, four. Another thing that I will be discussing about, but for now, I'm just gonna say that if I'm buying an academic course, I want the course to help me in academics. Yeah, admission definitely important. I understand the perspective of why details are necessary, but I think while I'm understanding a concept, first I need to know the concept, then I'm gonna be going over the details, right? So it was very unnecessary. It didn't help me focus at all. Number two, extreme marketing. So before I bought the course, they talked about how many services they are going to be providing: academic class, weekly exam, chapter-wise exams, parents meeting, online platform where I can ask question any time of the day and they will reply me within a second or something. Why I was like amazed by the amount of services they're going to be providing. But did it help? I would say no, because I never really like took much help from the online service. Why? Because I did not understand the concept in the first place. They were supposed to teach me the concepts that are important in order to finish this chapter, but they did not teach me that. They taught me a bunch of details that I didn't know how it made sense and or how it's related to the chapter. And in the Q&A service, I'm supposed to ask questions that are like related to a solving problem. Like let's say I'm going through a lot of CQs or MCQs and I have certain problems with one chapter, then I can ask a question, but I can't really tell them to explain this whole chapter to me because I did not understand anything during the class. That's just doesn't make any sense. So if you think that all the services they're going to be providing is going to help you become a topper, then no, it's not going to help. I don't think it's going to help. So yeah, another point, overwhelming reputation. Why? This is another marketing strategy. Let me tell you why. So they talk about academic course, and then model test, and then admission course. So in your academic course, you're already learning a crazy amount of details. And let me tell you, their books. This is like the second half of second paper of physics. There, how many chapters are they even covering here? Maximum like one, two, three, four, five chapters. They didn't need a book like this. They could easily make a much slimmer, much more of a readable book for us that I can easily like go through and understand what it's about. But when I'm going through this book for 5 chapters, I don't have any motivation to study anymore. I can just give up. It's just not helping me anyway. Reputation, for reputation, I mean like, so they go through a lot of details in this book, in this huge book again, and they will be showing the same details in their model test books, all the books that they will be giving me for like Q&A question banks and um, all sort of things before HSC. They will give the same questions, same amount of details, and again they will tell me to pay their like academic course, no, sorry, admission course. I will be joining the admission course, and of course they're going to give me the same questions again. So why making a book that's like 1,000 pages big, and also make another book that's like the same thing as this, another book that's also the same thing, just to like sort it out in different order? How is it helping me? It's not. Trust me, it's not. Then another point, division among student category. And what is this? What do I mean by this? I mean that the students that are studying in Utpash, let me tell you what I experienced. So frankly speaking, Utpash is actually helping some students, of course. I mean, a large amount of students. But is it like the 50% of the students that are attending the class? I wouldn't say so. Because let's say in my class, there's like 20 students attending a class. I bet only like um 7 to 8 students are really understanding what's going on, and other students are just like staring blankly at the board, wanting to get over with this. So why is it happening? Because let's go back to the first topic again. Exhausting details, because they are giving us so much details in every class, and I'm going through a lot of like things I don't want to listen to right now. I mean, if I understand the concept, of course I would love to go through the details and understand more about something, but first I need to get the idea of what I'm studying, because they overwhelm students with all the like little details and here and there, and all the like complex ways of solving a math, all the difficult ways of solving one math. I don't want to go through all of that. Because of that, that creates a division. Like there's one part of the students that understands everything, that's like that knows what's going on, and goes to like 10 other teachers for just math. Like they have a private teacher, like a school, a college teacher, and then with Pash, they can easily like cover up everything, and they may spend like 8 or 10 hours a day on studying. And I don't do that. I mean, I'm like below average or average kind of a student. So all the students that are average or below average attending the class is not understanding totally what's going on. And they, when I tried to reach out for help, I actually did. I went to the teachers. Most of them are friendly, but it doesn't help me. Like they don't really totally teach the whole class to me again. They give me like, oh, this is easy, this, and you're fine. And then I go to them again for solving another problem and another problem. They don't really like always help you out. It doesn't help when you're specifically identifying one problem to them. You're not telling them to like explain the whole class to you. They can't do that. And for that, there's a division where the some of the students are like totally dumb. They don't understand what's going on. They can't really keep up with the scheduling of the classes. And there's another group of students that understands everything and attends all the classes and knows what's going on. That makes the inferior students feel like much more inferior and feel like a failure, like they're not going to understand anything. And the good students, they're confident, they're doing well. Good for them. I mean, I have nothing against them, but I wish I also understood what they understood, and also my money didn't like actually like was worth for something. I wish I could learn something from it. Okay, finally, money over everything. Do we even need to like talk about it? No. So the problem is, I don't think I have the class routine right now with me, but they have this like a handbook that tells you how many classes we need for certain chapters. Let's say organic chemistry had like 15 to 20 classes, not many, but around somewhere around the numbers. And chapter like static electricity had 7 classes. So you get the idea. So they divide the classes for each chapters in a way that teachers always prepare the lecture, like they have specific amount of time for specific amount of topics, and they need to cover up everything on time so they don't like run out of time and the chapter is finished, so they can take the exams on weekly basis and they can finish the program within a certain amount of months so they can launch another program. So do you really think they're prioritizing a student's like understanding or their mental health or their like learning abilities? They're not. Because when you're specifically like they're specifically tied to a certain schedule for each student to finish a chapter, they're not really like prioritizing what the student needs. It's more like what they need to do in order to finish the schedule in certain time so they can launch another schedule so they can earn a lot of money. They're like selling the same program again and again and again to the same students so they learn nothing from it and waste a bunch of money and get books like this. And like perfect marketing strategy. I really like salute to Udpash, Unmesh, and Uttaron for having such great strategies. But yeah, one thing about Udpash I must agree, I love their YouTube videos. I learned a lot from their YouTube videos than I did in their actual offline paid batch. Don't pay money to Udpash. Just watch their YouTube videos. It's free online. I don't get it. Why do I have to spend so much money and like go through all of this, go through the mental issues and go through all the exhausting things that I had to go through. My parents were upset. Their money was like earned from hard work and that was wasted, and they call you every now and then, every other day, to buy another paid course. Why would you? But that's the current situation of Bangladesh. That's why students are failing. The students that fail always fail. The student that wins, the winner takes it all. That's the irony. But yeah, tomorrow I have exam and I'm gonna fail anyway. Wish me luck.